Hey everybody, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, here at the beautiful Grand Vista Marriott in Orlando, Florida, where I own and operate my teaching business. Got to kind of keep my voice down a little bit. Good thing I got my mic because I got another teacher over on the other side. Man, what do I have today? There are gentlemen that are here in the Orlando area, Mike and Sean, Athletic Golf Motion. I think that's what their thing is. Man, they have been putting up some videos lately. Man, it goes to show something that I've been saying for the longest. Just because you feel something, and if you haven't taken it to the breaking point, then you've got to be very, very careful what you're trying to teach people. Now, one of the things that Sean had said, that one of their experts came up with this idea. And if he's an expert, you know, maybe he needs to go back and get some more training because he don't know the true cause and effect. And one of the things they're talking about, you know, getting the arms out in front of you or getting the elbows out in front of you. Now, I will not sit here and tell you that I also was one who said, oh man, I don't know about you get your arms out in front of you, trying to force them out in front of you, simply because when you put your hands together, the arms are already out in front of you. So you're bringing them back there anyway. So they also were talking about that, you know, when you come here, that, you know, the right arm is what brings this around. And that is absolutely incorrect. You know, you can force yourself to do that, but this does not bring the arms around, because when you start doing that, you're going to start coming over the top. You're going to start coming out. You're going to start creating the screen door effect, and you're going to have some serious problems, especially if you think, and here's this, if you think that where they showed where the arm, this arm is behind here, say this alignment stick is in front of this arm, or this arm is behind this alignment stick, and this arm is in front of this one, like kind of like this. I guess you want to, let me just put it in here and see if I can give you an example. Kind of like this is what they're talking about. This right here. Now that looks, man, that looks good. Man, that looks like it creates the angle that you're doing. You know, it creates that inside out angle. But let me tell you where the problem is. The problem is when you're creating this arm behind the stick and this arm in front of the stick, what the eyes see is this angle of this stick going in that direction, which leads to over the top, that leads to out. If you really want to do it, the right way to do it is this, is that you get the arm in front of the stick, and then you get the other arm behind the stick, which creates the angle. Let me just put it back in here for you again. That creates the angle where this stick is going in that direction. Now, the illusion is, and because they said something to the effects that, you know, this or whatever was the arm getting in front of you was an illusion. Man, I could show you so many ways, or it's definitely not an illusion. And and one of the biggest things is that when you set up properly, and you get your nice setup to build firmness in that leg. I mean, you can lay a stick down. If you got a shadow behind you, you can lay this stick down and you can actually see the inside angle. Whereas if you put the stick the other way, you can actually see where it's going, you know, where it's going to make you go over the top. There's a difference in where you put it. So the truth is, how you're really doing it is this arm is always in front and this arm is always behind, because like I said, your eyes will pick up on this. Your eyes is not going to pick up on your arms. It's going to pick up on this inanimate object because it sees it. Just like if I threw an apple on the ground, my eyes are going to see the apple, or it's going to see whatever there, or something that you get ready to step in. It's going to see it. And your eyes are going to be trained, if you're doing it like they're talking about, your eyes are going to be trained to go the wrong way. And that is the biggest problem that's happening with a lot of golf swings, and why a lot of people are losing their golf swings, because the illusion, and I'll say it again, the illusion is that you get your arms in a sense behind this, because it makes you feel like you're coming in from the inside. It's absolutely the opposite way. And when you really take a look at it and really see it, then you'll start understanding that. So they're definitely they're incorrect on that. They're totally incorrect. And regardless of, well, and the example to say, well, all the tour players, no, every single tour player out there who can hit an absolute, can strike a golf ball. I don't care who it is. If they can strike a golf ball, that club is coming back, because the hands are already in front of us, arms are already in front of us. So when they coming back down here, boom, they are bringing that hand in front of them. Because here's another thing that Sean and Michael are not paying attention to, and a lot of these teachers out here who's teaching this stuff, they're not paying attention to this simple fact here. You all see me do this before. If I laid a ball down here and laid that club on the ground, if I wanted to get to that ball, I could walk this way and get to that ball. I can go this way and get to that ball. But how do I determine which action do I want? Because this would be the anterior side. This right here would be the posterior side. So how do I make a determination of exactly which side that I'm going to swing on? Well, the golf ball tells you that, in a sense. So when I set up and I go to hit a golf ball, just use this as an example. If I go to hit this golf ball, set it up here. If I go to hit this golf ball, if I turn this out, look, if I turn this out, I have no other choice but to try to drop my arm back behind me, because I'm turning this in the way of the ball. You see what I mean? I'm turning it in the way of the ball. Well, if I turn this in the way of the ball, then all of a sudden now I'm just adding an extra blocker to stop the arms from coming through, which, what we're going to do is run out of right arm room. I did a video on that yesterday. You're going to run out of right arm room. So because of the shape of the pelvis, because the pelvis is not a straight line, because of the shape of the pelvis, it makes it easy for me. Get my glove out here. It makes it easy for me and easy for you to determine, because remember I said in the video yesterday, the whole purpose of lateral motion is for you to basically not run out of right arm room. So it shifts over to you run out of right arm room. If you turn out like this and get here, you run out of right arm room. Well, the shoulder girdle is already on the posterior side. We're not trying to necessarily bring it back to that, because the ball's out in front of us. So what we're actually trying to do to be able to get to the swing is that now when we come down here, scap drop, that's another great reason for scap drop, that when I scap drop, you already saw where I said that this arm is in front and this arm is in back, because what happens is this, because the hands are together, it's in front of the body, it's going to come down, and it's just going to come right back down to where it wants to be, in a sense, is to strike the ball, because now I can move my posterior side, I can move it here. See, I can move it here to give me right arm room. Y'all seen this with Hogan. You've seen this this right here with Hogan. You've seen this with so many other people. They're shifting over to give themselves right arm room. And then all of a sudden when that drops in there, then they go. And I mean, it's really simple to really understand exactly where you're trying to go once you do it. Now, also, let me say something else about Sean and Michael, that, for the science guys, they're not doing much science. And honestly, when it comes to this, and so that's why I'm calling them out on it, The other part of it is this, is that when you stand here, in between vertical, and horizontal is incline. So if I'm sitting here and I'm in an inclined position, then my arms are in front of me. Mo Norman, Bryson DeChambeau, my arms are in front of me, and they're in front of my body. So when I turn, in essence, I'm right here. The only problem I don't like about this stick, you know, when putting it in front of you and doing all that, is that, you know, people use it, they can use it. The only thing I don't like about it is that when people get here, what this does, because the pelvis is not a straight line, what this leads to, even if people getting it in front of them, it leads to them spinning, because the only way you get this going is it spins. And that's not how the pelvis works. The pelvis is actually, and like our body, it's on an inclined angle. So it's actually moving like this to some degree. You got to understand how to do that, you know. Um, and then it's a combination, you know, which, you know, I go over more in some of my private lessons that I talk about. But definitely, without unequivocally, without question, to get this right, because it's the eyes that sees the angles, not the action. You got to get this arm in front, and you got to get this arm behind. Lead arm behind, trail arm in front. You got to get it there, because it creates this angle. And you, like I said, stand on your shadow and you can see it. It creates the angle that allows you to strike the ball and your eyes to see it and visualize it. Because when your eyes start seeing it, like you say, you can't unsee something. Once you create that image and see that and feel that, then all of a sudden now, when you start coming down, this arm is going to stay, because what did Mo Norman say? What did other ones? Keep the left arm behind the right. Well, I just showed you how you do it and how you train it. Get that feeling and go with it. So that is definitely one that I can't, you know, I definitely can't co-sign on with Mike and Sean, because you know, and because it's just incorrect. And like I said, when you go over stuff and use it periods over time, and you know, and that's what I do with a lot of stuff. I'll test it, and then a month later or something, I may come back to it, redo it, do it, test it, redo it, and then find out like, oh man, in application, it don't really work, you know, the way it is. But when all your science is based on turning the hips and starting from the ground up, using your ground forces, then you ain't got no other choice but to do that. But when you do top down, then all of the things that they're talking about in that regard is totally incorrect. Top down allows you to be able to bring that club definitely in front of you as the body naturally shifts to strike the ball to a defined target with one defined shape. People, I hope y'all keep working on trying to hit it to one side of the flag stick in sets of 10, you know, to one side of the flag stick, to start being able to take your swing to the golf course. That's what you got to do, and that's how you'll be successful. You know, the tour players do it, the best amateurs do it. Find that shape. And more importantly, or whatever, make sure you realize the eyes is always going to train the angles on which you create. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to take an opportunity to try to enjoy my channel. $9.99 a month. Great information now, putting it out there. Look, I'm not doing no fancy frills and thrills. I'm just laying some information out there. I'm just giving some I'm connecting the little dots or whatever in my membership channel. And that should be special to those people who's taking the opportunity to join it. You know, it's no different if they would come down here and take a lesson from me. I start putting these little nails together. So Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, always good golfing.